thing is that Matt Hancock cannot now admit that he got all those things wrong, but he's completely in a state of disgrace. I think for a large proportion of the country, they recognise what went on. You know, it was like that moment where he wore a mask outside, and then as he slipped into 10 Downing Street, he slipped it off.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just go to shows the contempt, the utter contempt for the
But don't
public.
forget, Alan, sorry to interrupt, but he also took his mask off inside the health department at the height of the lockdowns when the rest of us weren't even allowed out or talk to our loved ones. He took his mask off to stick his tongue down his throat, the throat of his lover, if you remember.
Yeah, and those masks were beyond the joke. They didn't do anything to stop things, and they were all about creating a sense of fear, part of a psychological behavioural insights team that wanted to create a sense of concern and fear so that we would follow more rules. And you could see how across the board, a combination of spies, censors, suffocation, and then impositions. What was really unprecedented, Kevin, was of course the lockdowns that banished any sense of freedom, autonomy, or judgment, suspending Parliament, the impacts across the board on children at school, on families, working from home, on the economy. The billions that were wasted, the billions that, also the extra printing of money, the magic money tree that were printed and given out. But the consequences across the board for care, losing 45,000 care workers, the fact that the impact that was made on the NHS that we've seen, not just with cancer and heart disease and strokes that many warned about at the time, and in dentistry, but across the board with the COVID-only NHS service, which meant that so many people got far sicker, and then all the waiting lists, over 7 million it went to subsequently. In every single area of society in our lives, both in Britain and internationally, they've had huge ramifications. And the idea that Matt Hancock, like Sajid Javid, who said he'd do it all again with the mandate, the idea that he can sort of cavalierly put it to one side now, well, the thing is, this COVID inquiry, which is not fit for purpose, and Matt Hancock's not been fit for purpose, is a recognition of the fact that, it's all of the whole premise of it is flawed.
Well, I think that the reason for the COVID crisis is to enshrine the policies of the Tory government during those days, to say that they were the right things to do, and also to protect our sort of elite, our political elites, from criticism, because what they actually did, what they're responsible now for, their policies created massive cultural problems, social problems, economic problems. Why the hell we kept kids out of school when kids couldn't even catch COVID remains a mystery, and nearly everybody who died from it, a very small number died, and I don't want to undermine the importance of that, or to undermine the importance of people, the tragedy for people who lost their loved ones. But it was a fairly unlethal virus in the great scheme of things, and nearly everybody who died from it was 82 years old or over.
It was a complete overreaction. We had a pandemic preparedness strategy. It was jettisoned completely unscientifically, just dispensed with knee-jerk reaction, and all these measures that had no merit or virtue within them in terms of any scientific basis were imposed at great cost to freedom, to democracy, to the economy, to our way of life. And we see all sorts of measures now subsequently, Kevin. We see that the idea that you can censor and ban people, and you impose these measures to do that. You smear them, you call everyone a conspiracist when they ask questions. You say that
terrify them. That's what they did.